People have said they wanted a chance to speak out and they wanted change. We've been conducting a postcard campaign. This is the postcard, and since January 14th, more than 6,000 Texans have submitted these postcards. I'm not going to talk for long. I'm going to get out of the way and let these faith leaders say what they need to say. We are here because this is Faith Days at the Capitol, and the interfaith community is here in force. Hundreds of people advocating. Our co-hosts for this event are Wheeler Avenue Baptist Church and Friendship West Baptist Church, and we're going to kick it off with Reverend Angela Raven Anderson of Wheeler Avenue Baptist Church.
Thank you. Good morning. I am Reverend Angela Raven Anderson, and I give leadership to the social justice ministry at Wheeler Avenue Baptist Church in Houston, Texas, where the pastor there is Dr. Marcus D. Cosby. And we are in full support of this bill. As one who has had to walk alongside women at our congregation faced with these horrific decisions of how you select life over a mother versus the child that you are carrying, we know the stress that it can bring to a family. So not only are we supporting this bill, but we're supporting all the bills that are equally pressing this issue. In fact, we brought over 700 letters that have already been presented to the Public Health Committee on this issue. And so we are grateful to have the attention of those to understand that this has got to change for the women of Texas. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Reverend Jody Harrison. And these faith leaders, all of us, we have been here since the beginning until now fighting this fight. I am a former hospital chaplain endorsed by the Cooperative Baptist Fellowship in Virginia and Texas. Chaplains are called to listen, to meet people where they are on their spiritual journey and provide pastoral support. Since Texas SB 8 was passed and Roe v. Wade overturned, I provided pastoral care to many young women. They relayed the terror of being pregnant in Texas under our current conditions. I provided pastoral care to families who decided to leave. They no longer feel safe here in Texas, especially if they have daughters. I also provided care, brokenhearted, for women who cannot leave for various reasons, who have chosen sterilization over pregnancy in a state that will not save them if a pregnancy threatens their lives. Today, I support Senate Bill 31 as it finally provides a return for Texas to value a pregnant woman's life, a return to respect physicians, to use evidence-based science, and finally, a return to the sanctity of a patient-doctor relationship. Thank you.
I'm Pastor Jessica Kane. I serve in the Evangelical Lutheran Church in America, where we have social statements that help guide our faithful engagement with public policy. After the Dobbs decision, our presiding Bishop Elizabeth Eaton referenced our abortion statement. She said, in this social statement, this church holds both women and developing life in the womb as neighbors. This church declares that any person who has become unexpectedly pregnant, and I would add here, or as a pregnancy that is a danger or potential danger to their life, has moral agency to discern what to do. And this decision-making usually happens in a community. Not only the person who is pregnant, but with God, family, partners, friends, doctors, and pastors. People of faith like me support SB 31. We've been begging the Texas legislature for clarification around the medical emergency exemption in the Texas abortion ban since before that law even passed. SB 31 brings that clarity, which helps ensure that every pregnant person receives the care needed to protect their life and health. It is unacceptable for anyone to die or suffer irreparable harm, including the loss of fertility, because of delayed treatment by doctors who are concerned about repercussions for making evidence-based decisions. The Life of the Mother Act will save lives. Thank you.
My name is Rabbi Gail Swedrow. I serve as the Associate Rabbi at Congregation Agudas Achim, a synagogue here in Austin, Texas. As someone whose religious tradition clearly states that the life of the mother takes precedence over the life of an unborn child, SB 31 restores freedom of religion for hundreds of thousands of Texans. As a clergy person, I have heard directly from those impacted by the current lack of clarity in our state's laws, the physical and emotional pain, along with the crisis of faith that accompanies it. SB 31 matches the definition of medical emergency to existing state law. And on a personal level, as someone who was 6 weeks pregnant in March 2020, when the same forms of life-saving medicine being discussed today were considered elective due to the COVID pandemic, I have personally experienced the fear that comes with not knowing if my doctor will be allowed to fully do their job, to do everything in their power to save my life, to ensure that my then 2.5-year-old would still have a mother, were my life to be endangered by this much-wanted pregnancy. SB 31 would allow for those who are pregnant, for their family members as well, to rest assured that doctors would be allowed to do their jobs and provide medically indicated treatment.
Thanks. Thank you. My name is Rebecca Flores, and I live in San Antonio. I'm a Catholic. I go to Mission Concepcion Church in San Antonio. It's a wonderful old mission. And I have worried about the future of my 7 granddaughters since 2022 when this bill banning abortions from the moment of conception was passed. So I have been worried about their future and their reproductive years in the future. I know that pregnancy and childbirth are wonderful experiences. I had 3 children and I had 1 miscarriage. So I also know that there is nothing ever sure about your pregnancies. So we are here today, and we that are here today, all of us must be sure that in the future that each pregnant woman receives the best care to protect her life and her health. I cannot accept that my 7 granddaughters might suffer or die during pregnancy because of confusion or delayed treatment. The bill, the wonderful title of it, The Life of the Mother Act, which is like come on, will save lives. No woman should die because her doctors can't do what they have to do. Thank you.
Good morning, I'm Reverend Kathy Stone, pronouns she and her, and I serve at First United Methodist Church just across the street from where we are today. Like the other women who have spoken, my denomination, the United Methodist Church, strongly supports legislation that will save women's lives. We are willing to do whatever we can to help this pass so that here in Texas, women feel safe having babies and doctors feel confident to practice evidence-based medicine. Thank you.
Hi, I'm the Reverend Laura Walters, and I am a Presbyterian pastor. I'm a woman of faith. I'm a mother of 2 Texas-born and bred daughters, and I am a grandmother of a 10-month-old beautiful baby girl. And in every one of those roles, I support the Life of the Mother bill, because this particular bill saves the lives of Texas moms. It adds language that clarifies our current law so that doctors can provide evidence-based health care when mothers are experiencing the most painful times and around the outcome of their pregnancies. And you know what? The bill not only saves women's lives, but it protects their future fertility. Did you know under the current law, doctors are forced to wait until a woman is nearing death until they can act? This bill values women's lives. This bill values a doctor's relationships with patients. It values evidence-based medicine. Texas moms need this bill. Texas families need this bill. We all need this bill. Amen. Yes. Yes.
Good morning. I'm Reverend Elisa Stebbing, an Episcopal priest at St. Christopher's Episcopal Church in Austin. I'm also the mother of 5 daughters and 4 granddaughters. My stand on the Life of the Mother Act is informed by my ministry and the personal lived experience within our own families and the lives of those in our congregations. Statistically, 20% of pregnancies will end in miscarriage. That's about 1 million pregnancies in the United States every year. I and my congregation are called to give necessary aid and support to all pregnant women. That includes caring for the lives of mothers who have difficulty in pregnancy and need medical attention when something goes wrong in order to save their lives. A priest in our diocese told me yesterday, born and raised in Texas, that she is too afraid to get pregnant, even though they want a family, because of the risk of her having a miscarriage and dying. They would consider moving out of the state so they could safely try to have children, but if a bill like this were passed, they would definitely stay and start a family here. This bill, the Life of the Mother Act, will save lives.
Good morning. My name's Diane Hardy Garcia, and I'm the Director of Community Engagement and Advocacy at St. David's Episcopal Church, and I proudly serve on the Reproductive Rights Committee with Texas Impact. Even more importantly, I'm the mother of 2 young adult daughters who I know dream of being mothers themselves someday. I pray, when the time's right, that their experience of pregnancy will be without complications. But as too many of us know, and we mothers know that our work is never done, even when they are adults. I also worry about the risk, significant risks, like the fact that 20 to 30% of pregnancies end in miscarriages, or that too many women face serious or life-threatening complications during pregnancy. That's the reason I'm here today. Should one of my daughters, or any of our daughters, face a health crisis in pregnancy, the Life of the Mother Act will allow physicians to medically care for them, so that losing a pregnancy doesn't also mean losing their lives or losing the chance to have children in the future. As a person of faith, I will certainly continue to pray for all of our daughters, that they are healthy, safe, and happy. But today, I am not only praying silently or alone. Today, with my church and with this community of faith, we are praying with our feet together as we urge our elected officials to support the Life of the Mother Act so that all our daughters can be healthy and thrive. Amen.
So good morning. I am Reverend Danielle Ayers, and I serve as the pastor of justice at Friendship West Baptist Church in Dallas, Texas. And so I stand here on behalf of our senior pastor, Reverend Dr. Frederick Douglass Haynes III, and our congregation to say that for us, pregnancy and motherhood are sacred. And so because of that, for the past 4 years, we have been more engaged with dealing with Black maternal mortality rates, because Black women are 3 times more likely to die from pregnancy-related issues. And we feel our current abortion climate and laws place all women, and especially Black women, more at risk. And so we do believe and we support the Life of the Mother Act, Senate Bill 31 and House Bill 44, so that it does free up the doctor, and not only the doctor and medical team, to provide proper care, but it begins to be the right step in the right direction to restore a full body autonomy to women. Yes. Because our bodies belong to us and not anyone else. Yes. And so it is my personal opinion, not that of anybody else who's standing here, that our time, the legislators' time, the government's time, will be well spent regulating guns rather than our uteruses and our bodies.
I want to thank all of the women faith leaders who have taken time to be here today to express their support. And I want to recognize the House author of the bill, House Bill 44, Representative Charlie Guerin. Would you please come up? Representative Guerin, I know I speak for everyone here and all of our faith communities saying thank you so much for taking this step.
Thank you.
It's an honor to carry the life of the mother bill. There's too many women have suffered, too many have died. If one has died, it's too many and more have. And I have friends whose wives can no longer conceive because of the problems they went through with their first pregnancy and the delay that doctors faced in addressing the problems. This bill will clarify, and it's the most important, in my 24 years here, this is the most important bill that I've ever carried, and I'm going to work on it. We're going to get it to the finish line. And I told the governor, I said, Governor, if I ever make you mad this session, you have to veto something, you can veto everything else, but you leave this one alone. This is thank y'all. Without your support, we wouldn't be where we are today. The religious community being behind this is getting us where we need to go, and thank you all. And thank you, I mean, all the work that's going on behind the scenes, like Breslin and his wife, they've just done an incredible job getting us where we are today. And Amy, thank you. It's been a joy, and we're going to get it over the goal line. Thank you.
Y'all, this concludes our press conference. I don't know if we have anybody here who wants to ask questions. I'm not sure. But I know that we are going to be under extreme pressure to get out of this room pretty quickly. So we do have another representative here, Josie Garcia. If you would like to say a couple of words, you would be welcome to. You could make it brief. And then in as orderly a fashion as possible, if everybody can vacate so the Texas Impact maintains our good standing in this building.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for being here today. You could have been a million other places, but you chose to be here at your state capitol, and it really means a lot to us for many reasons. I'm proud to stand here before you as the first and only woman veteran to ever serve in the Texas House of Representatives. Thank you so much, and all those applause really mean so much to me for my own personal journey and my own reasons. It means so much more to us because in 2022, there was still women's history to be made. Let's think about that. You know, no matter what your spiritual background is, no matter what your political preference is, no matter whether you served or you haven't, whether you love somebody of the same sex or you don't, one thing that we know as a fact is that there's some laws that are wrapped up in a little bit too much personal hate and feelings. I retired from the military medical health field, 20 years service, and one thing that I know is that we have laws that govern. They're called the Hippocratic Oath. Right? The Hippocratic Oath is already there, holding our providers accountable. If you or anyone you know has ever been in the medical field or are a provider, you understand how much you pay in malpractice insurance. Right? Am I right? We already have the laws that govern care. But what we found ourselves wrapped up in is losing the sight of what pro-life really means. Right? Because as the givers of life, how pro can you be for life than to support mothers? Or to support women who want to be mothers? Or to support those who can't be mothers but rely on another woman to provide them with a child? Let's think about that. Let's think about mothers such as mine, who found herself at a young age severely addicted, who found herself at a young age unable to take care of a child. By the grace of God, other mothers had the opportunity to mother me. So when we're talking about pro-life, and we're talking about the Lord and spirituality and protecting life, we have to put our mothers first. I can't be more proud than to stand next to my fellow colleague who has so much time in the House, a Republican, Charlie Guerin, carrying this legislation at a time where our political temperature, it feels a little uncomfortable out there, right? But right is right. And I couldn't be more just excited to be on the right side of this law. So thank you all for being here today. Thank you all for the fight. It was a great time.
All right, y'all. Y'all get out. Leave now. Leave now.
Sorry, I don't know.